In America's deepest swamp, sound disappears. Time stutters and bones rise from the mud. This isn't a legend. It's the Atchafalaya Basin, where even Google Maps loses its nerve. Some stories here weren't forgotten. They were buried, and something wants them to stay that way. A swamp that swallows your voice. A hidden field of human remains. These are the secrets they don't dare put on the map. Welcome to Dead Curious. They follow you back. The lights over Bayou, Shen. In the heart of the Atchafalaya Basin, where the water never sits still and the air hums with secrets, locals speak in hushed tones about something they've seen but won't name. They don't call it a ghost. They don't call it a craft. They just call it the green thing. It started back in 1942. A lone duck hunter swore he saw a pale green light drifting above the water in Bayou Shen. No engine, no sound, no ripple, just a floating light that glided like it was searching for something. When he got closer, it was gone. Over the years, more reports trickled in, always at night, always in the quietest parts of the swamp. The lights were small, like a torch beam held 6 feet above the water, but they moved with intent. Sometimes smooth, sometimes shaking like whatever was inside was barely contained. Every time someone tried to chase them, their boats died. Engines cut out. Oars got heavy. The lights would either slide away or sink. In 1958, 3 teens went after them with a reel camera. The film came back fogged, not from mishandling, but as if it had burned from the inside out. One of the kids had seizures for weeks afterwards. His father said he mumbled in his sleep in a language that didn't sound like anything spoken on Earth. In '79, a field tech from the Louisiana Electric Company went out to investigate a power blackout. He camped in Bayou Shen for 3 nights. On the second night, just after 3 a.m., he logged this in his field journal. Plasma-like glow about 100 feet away. Instruments dead, watch frozen. The recorder caught a strange sound like a musical scale falling downward. It didn't breathe. No official report was ever made public. But in 2003, environmental engineers discovered something strange. The magnetic field around Bayou Shen vibrates, very slightly, without a clear cause. Digital gear in that area tends to malfunction or lose data for no apparent reason. Locals don't try to explain it, they just pass on the rules. Don't speak near them, don't try to follow, and never ever point. Because the lights don't stay where they are. First, they float. Then they hover beside you. And if you blink, they've moved again. They don't cast a shadow. They don't leave a reflection. And sometimes, it feels like they were watching you long before you ever saw them. The zone where sound goes to die. There's a stretch of swamp so quiet it doesn't just lack sound, it eats it. Locals don't give it a name, but fishermen have marked it the same way for years. Strange, crescent-shaped trees that lean over still water. No birds, no breeze, just glass. From 2005 to 2011, experienced boatmen started coming back with the same story. A place where the air thickens, the paddles feel heavier, and then silence. Not the kind you notice, the kind that notices you. One guide named Elvin said he was mid-conversation when he realized he couldn't hear the water, or the bugs, or even his own voice. He tried to speak. Nothing. His passenger, chatting away, oblivious. When it ended, the noise came back all at once, like popping your ears after a flight. But something had changed. 30 whole minutes had passed. Others who've been there report the same. Gentle spirals in the water, warm air that turns still and cold, and always that feeling that something is watching, but not from the trees, from below. In 2010, an independent researcher named Marco Risuli went in with sonar and microphones. He never came out. His boat was found 2 miles away, tangled in roots. His gear untouched, but the camera silent. Hours of footage, zero sound, not static, not hiss, just perfect digital void. The metadata proved the mic was working, but it captured nothing, except a faint pulse every 41 seconds, too low for human ears. But if you wear headphones, you'll feel it, and after a while, it starts to hurt. Locals have a rule now. If the wind dies and the frogs go quiet and the water turns to glass, don't go forward. Don't even turn, just row. They say it doesn't block sound, doesn't muffle it, it swallows it. And if you listen too closely, the last thing you'll hear is a breath, not around you, inside your skull. And once it finds your rhythm, it syncs with yours. bones beneath the bayou. In the autumn of 1971, a dredging crew was sent deep into the Atchafalaya Basin. Their job? Simple: clear the swamp bed for a dam. What they uncovered wasn't debris, it was bones, a lot of them. At first they thought it was animal remains, maybe deer, maybe gator, but the deeper they dug, the stranger it got. Over 120 bones, human, or close to it. Ribs, femurs, skulls, buried nearly 25 feet deep in thick swamp mud. No coffins, no clothing, no tools, just bones stacked, scattered, hidden. The crew halted work and called it in. What happened next was fast. 2 black trucks arrived. No badges, no questions, just photographs, orders, and concrete. The site was buried in sand and sealed over in the name of geotechnical stability. The dam project scrapped, and officially, that site never existed. But one of the dredge operators kept a journal. His kids found it years later. He wrote something that stuck. Some of the skulls were wrong, the teeth didn't line up, and they were all facing up, like they were waiting. Years later, a team of researchers from LSU tried to pull the original permits. Nothing. No record of the project. No paperwork. Not even a site number. Local whispers say the ground there has been off for generations. A dead patch, no wildlife, no croaks, not even flies, just silence. In 2016, a new team brought underground scanners. The area was sealed in concrete, but below it, uneven densities. Organic pockets, something still down there. When they tried to drill a sample, the probe jammed. Then overheated, then exploded. A single burst of heat came from underneath. And then, nothing. Who were they? What was buried so deep that the state pretended it didn't happen? Some things die quietly, some are erased, but others, they're buried on purpose. So what do you think? Were these accidents, cover-ups, or something older? Something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because sometimes the best theories come from people who weren't supposed to see the story. If this left you curious for more, you know what to do. Tap like to keep the mystery moving, subscribe to go deeper every week, and share this with someone who swears they don't scare easily. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your lights low, and whatever you do, don't ignore the silence. This is Dead Curious.